Hey everybody, welcome to Bucharest, Romania. We're going to share with you in this video the apartment we stayed at in Bucharest, as well as the Old Town, farmers market, restaurants, and some of the sites. And of course, we'll share our expenses with you along the way. Okay, this is our Airbnb in Bucharest. So we've got a pretty good size Airbnb. It's got a microwave, oven, 2-burner stovetop, a medium-sized fridge. And we haven't checked out the electronics yet to see how the TV is. Wi-Fi over here. We've got a big tub and looks like a nice shower. In this direction we have the bedroom, and it's got a good sized wardrobe. So this will be our stay for 1 week in Bucharest. Now the apartment we're staying in is actually in a pretty good location. We're only about a kilometer, maybe a little more than a kilometer walk into the Old Town. So maybe about 15 minutes. And of course, walking through the Old Town is dog friendly. One thing that isn't friendly here is the traffic. If you're driving in this town, it is chaos. And if you're a pedestrian, make sure you're using the crosswalks. And if you're a driver, if you're seeing a crosswalk, even if there's not a light there, if somebody steps into that, they're right, you're wrong, make sure you stop.
So we found the Old Town of Bucharest, Romania, and we're going to check it out.
One of the first places we saw was Curte Vece, which is actually a palace that was built during the reign of Vlad III, otherwise known as the inspiration of Dracula. Unfortunately, because there were renovations going on, we really couldn't go inside, but it was interesting just to be around it. Decisions, which way do we go? The Old Town was much larger than we thought it would be, and there were streets meandering everywhere. We stumbled upon a restaurant we had to check out, I Dracula. Of course, it's the place we had to go, but when we tried to go in, we got the bad news. No dogs allowed, even though they had a patio. We were finding out Bucharest is not as dog friendly as some of the countries we've been to, but we'd come back. About 2/3 of the locations we went and walked by want us to come in with our dogs.
You have to check also my menu?
That's okay.
I promise very good food.
Probably half of them would have let us go inside with our doggies. But after spending so much time in Turkey and Serbia and other areas of the Balkans, we weren't used to our dogs being discriminated against, especially on a patio. We decided to meander around the streets a little bit, look at restaurants and check out menus and just absorb some of the beautiful architecture here as well. There's a lot of coffee shops in the area, and I thought maybe we could just sit back and relax with a coffee and forego getting something to eat, but Julie put the kibosh on it. I thought this one would have been interesting though. After a really nice time walking around the Old Town, absorbing the sights, checking things out, we think we finally found a winner for a place to go for our lunch here in Old Town. We found this restaurant, Car Robert, which apparently has a really good lunch special, and it's in a historic building. So when I get done with lunch, I'm going to take you inside the restaurant. You feel like you're in a scene from an old movie, or maybe even like a Harry Potter movie. But this is the lunch menu. You pick one course from each area. If you want dessert, it's only 9 Romanian more. And as you'll see at the end of the meal, the lunch was a pretty affordable deal. This restaurant had no problems with people coming with dogs. We weren't the only ones there with dogs either, so we felt right at home. And this was a historical building with a lot of history. So for those businesses out there that wouldn't take us for our dogs, oh well. We've got a great place to go right here in Old Town Bucharest. So Julie has her cream of vegetable soup with some croutons. So this is a bean casserole with caramelized onions on the top. Got the bean casserole and it's pretty good. It's kind of like a hummus with some refried beans, if it's kind of like a Mexican, but it's cold. It's not a hot dish. So Julie's got the cabbage salad, and I've got the sauerkraut and pickles over here. Sauerkrauts and pickles, are ya? She's not interested. We think we have a little bit of a problem with this restaurant. We might not want to go check out other restaurants when we're done. We're only halfway through our meal and we're pretty happy so far. So I've got big expectations for the next courses. Okay, on mine I've got the vegan mushroom stew with polenta, and Julie's got potatoes and chicken legs.
And you have more polenta coming, I think.
I think that's my polenta.
Okay.
So this mushroom casserole or stew is really delicious. It's very filling. The polenta is outstanding. First Romanian polenta. And how's your food?
It's very good, but man, this is a lot of food.
Yeah. Sometimes I don't know if the camera does it justice, but these were actually pretty good sized servings and filling. So Arya liked the polenta, and she and Katie helped Julie eat her chicken. Lunch for two came out to $14.53 or 65.3 Romanian. If Julie and I come back here without the dogs, we'll definitely go eat inside here. It's definitely beautiful, and it feels like it's some sort of Hollywood stage set. I feel like you can see a Harry Potter movie in here potentially as well. What do you guys think? What's it remind you of? Okay, so we came back here since we don't have the dogs, and this is by Dracula. For those of you that are new to our channel, I often will show you the menu of where we're eating so that you can take a look at the prices and see what maybe you would have ordered and what that meal would have cost. You can feel free to fast forward if you're not interested in this part of the video, and if it is of interest, I encourage you to pause and take a look and zoom in on the prices of things you're interested in. So currently the US dollar is $1. It equals to 4.59 Romanian. 1 euro is equal to 4.94 Romanian, and 1 British pound is equal to 5.89 Romanian. Also, if you're new to our channel and this happens to be the first time you're watching one of our videos, Julie and I and our two dogs, we're traveling the world. We're trying to see what it's like to really live in a different place, a different location. We typically will stay in a country for 1 to 3 months to really do a deep dive, and we share our cost of living with you, the expenses that we encounter, so that if you're an expat, a retiree, a nomad, and you're looking at living abroad, you understand what you're jumping into and what those costs may be. Alright, bean soup, Julie's chicken soup, got some bread. I forgot to show you guys, but I had a salad and Julie had a salad. We had a pickle salad and also had a cabbage salad.
It's a sauerkraut.
But we failed to remember to turn on the camera. But it's gone. But Julie and I are splitting a trout and we got some polenta. So lunch at I Dracula came out to be 84 Romanian or $18.81 before 10% tip. Okay, so that meal came out to be $18.81 and about $21 after tip. The food was okay. It's definitely not something I'm going to say, oh, you've got to absolutely go there. But, you know, the deal wasn't that bad. You know, it was more of a gimmick. It was called I Dracula, so we fell for the gimmick. Again, the food was okay. Just probably not going to be the best meal that you'll find in Bucharest, but if you want to go and check out I Dracula, it's definitely got edible food.
The salads were good.
Yeah. Well, no doubt where Romania lies in solidarity with Ukraine. Julie and I are joining a walking tour, so we're going to give you a condensed version of it, at least from my perceptions and Julie's perceptions. Isn't her hair beautiful?
If we are lucky, we won't get the rain on our tour.
So this beautiful building is where we met up with the tour group. It opened in 1888. It's the Romanian Athenaeum. I'm probably butchering that. It's a concert hall, and it's in the center of Bucharest. And it's a landmark of the capital city, and one that still has concerts and has corporate events that take place here as well. See the statue behind us? That's the second one. There was one there until 1940 that was melted down and made into a statue of Lenin. So after communism fell, this one came back. The recreated statue now proudly stands in Revolutionary Square. The new statue was put in place in 2010. The first Romanian king was actually German, and this is the original palace, and it's right across the street from the statue. Over there is where Nicolae Ceausescu, the dictator, would give his speeches in front of the Communist building. He would speak to the square right above those flags on that balcony. He had to escape from helicopter at the roof of that building after one of his final speeches, a few days before he was finally caught by the Romanian people. He was executed by firing squad, and this is a monument to the struggle for freedom over Ceausescu and communism. Across the street from the monument, I think this is symbolic, a sign for Ukraine's solidarity as they fight for their freedom during this time period. When we left the tour to head to our apartment, we stumbled upon this neat little street that's covered. It has a ton of little cafes. They're not really there for eating. Most of the places in here seem to be for drinking coffee, tea, beer, and a whole lot of hookah. So if you're into the hookah scene, this is the area for you. Well, it's a neat little place. I think we're more into the farmer market type of thing, so let's go there instead. Now, this little farmer's market is probably about 200 meters from where we're staying, so it's actually pretty convenient. So I've got the prices back up here, or at least exchange rates I should say, so you can look at the prices. Got $1 US, 4.59 Romanian, 1 euros, 4.94 Romanian, 1 pound is 5.89 Romanian. For Americans, this is kilos, so when you're seeing prices, you're typically looking at the price per kilogram, which is 2.2 pounds per kilogram. So now for those of you new to the channel, as a reminder, Julie and I, we're traveling the world with our 2 dogs. We're trying to see what it's like to live in other countries, other places, and we're trying to share our experiences with you, as well as the cost. So if you haven't already, we hope that you're going to subscribe to the channel, follow along with us, and of course, give this video a like if you find the content of value and of use. And we hope that you're going to come back and continue to follow us. Now, as we're looking at the prices through the farmer's market, we find that they're probably a little bit cheaper, especially on the fruits and the veggies, than maybe what we saw in the store in the last video. If you want to follow Julie and I in real time, we do have a Facebook group, and we're also on Instagram. If you go to either, you can look up Warren, Julie, Travel, and we should pop up. And as we travel, we use I Am Global health insurance coverage as we go from country to country, just in case something unforeseen happens. And I did become an appointed agent with them, so if you're interested in travel insurance, if you're a nomad, expat, missionary, looking at moving abroad, check out the link in the video description for I Am Global. And if you do use the link, I will receive a commission, but only if you use the link. So if you do, I appreciate that, and I thank you. Okay, so this is homemade wine, Riesling. Let's see all that. That's a lot of food, and how much are we spending?
I think it's 47.
47? Okay. So what are these called right here? Cheese? What is this called?
What's the name of
Like a pizza?
Like a pizza.
It's like a pizza? It's like a Romanian pizza.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is that, berries?
Like this.
Is that a
it's
topping?
something for the eat for the natural here.
It's natural here.
Yeah. If you want, I open to you. You want to try it?
Here, let you try it, honey.
Okay.
This is natural, yeah?
It's a natural.
No industrial.
How's it taste?
Good, like a taste.
Kind of like blueberry and blackberry together, maybe. It's quite good. Want to get a cheese and a blackberry, or one of these?
Sure.
If you? Yeah.
Okay.
It's good.
It is good.
Let's get some of that.
Okay.
So there's our food getting prepared.
You make this?
Yeah.
jam?
Yeah, I have it here. Oh, this jam, my mother.
Your mother
Yes. Good eat.
You good?
It is good.
Right on. Okay, so I'm in heaven, guys. Julie let me buy a jelly donut. Oh.
Julie thought we were getting a healthy fruit.
We hope you enjoyed today's video about Bucharest, Romania, and that you found it useful as well as entertaining. So as a reminder, Julie and I were traveling with our 2 dogs, trying to see the world and sharing our experiences and cost of living with you. So we hope that you'll subscribe, give this video a like, and join us on our travels and adventures. So until next time, have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.